Okay, regarding the algorithm in Python, which is the second part of our discussion, we started to talk about the one Python program including data structure part, algorithm part. Data structure, we explained that is data type and data structure, everything related data. Algorithm, which is related how access to data. Data structure means how organized data, how we access data and analyze data. And when we talk about the AI and big data, there is a two part, data management and AI part management. So let's dive into data structure algorithm. Can you tell me what the algorithm are before we go inside? You can pause. Okay, let's go inside. Yes, any control structure like if else loops, we have many sort of loop. While loop, then we will discuss about that one regarding when we come out to the loop. So you will see how many sort of loops we have. Okay, loops, one is the while loop, another is the for loop. So all is control structure. And comparison operation, equal, bigger than, smaller. This is comparison operation. Function and methods in same. Function is blocks of code and reusable block, but function that belong to objects use the function, but same story. And list comprehensions, we will see the way we make concise way to create the list. Lambda, so remember you don't pronounce B, which is called lambda function. We will touch this concept. A small unknown function we will call lambda, we will explain later. And then exception handling and generator and detectors. Okay, let's go inside. If else, so you see that if else making decision, if this condition happen, then do another. So this is control structure, how we need to control a structure. So this is help us manage the flow of a program. If else, this is structure used to making decision based on a condition. For example, checking whether a student has passed based on their grade or not. But for loops or for loop or while loops, these loops allow us to iterate over data. For loops are useful when you know the number of iterations. While loops are better when iteration depend on condition being met. In the example, we suggest writing, a Python program to check if a student has passed or failed based on their grade using these controls. So this is the finally in the preparation for the notebook, we will need to know about this, how the program control data flow. So comparison operation. For comparison operation, this is two equal sign. equal 2. Exclamations equal means not equal. This means this is not equal to this number. Or this is the less than, this is the greater than, less than, and equal to, greater than, equal. For instance, x assign 5, 10 assign. When you say x equal y, this means comparison operator. The result is false because it's not equal. X less than y, true, because 5 is less than 10. If we use x greater than, this is the false. Greater than equal 5, x, it is true, because x is 5. Function and method, which is very important. Please pay attention this part. Function is a reusable block of code. It's an algorithm, because function is part of algorithm, some action. An algorithm, so we will talk about function more in the coming slide, but here you can see for algorithm in the function part, you need some parameter return part, and this part of the function which we call code block. This is code block, many line maybe. In the body of function, code block, output the results and name, and input is the parameter. Method. In the method is based on the object-oriented concept. Function belong to object. We define object and class, and class is the big concept and object some part. For example, car is a class name. Object means Hyundai car. Kia car is object. But car, automobile, car, class. So object, when Kia or Hyundai or Toyota or any car, methods mean open the door. But the open the door, we need to define function. But this is used for object, is a method. So method and function somehow related. Function belong to the object in the methods. So called using dot notation. So when we put the object, we need to put dot. So see example, function and method. For example, define function. We defined function name. You need to use def. def. We will do some practically. For greeting, you put the function name greet and input name. So return, FLO and name. If you attention here, if you see, just shortly explain what is the F here. This F, right? This F. This F is the, they call it F string. Python, from Python 6.6 version, this come. F string means formatted string. Means if no F here, it will be printed hello fixed number, hello name dot, because currently when you put the F, when you send Alice, put for the name, message, put the Alice. So means print the message which is including Alice. So Alice come to the function because this is the function, this is the argument, means input. Alice come inside, then hello Alice. If you remove F, it will be printed hello. Is hard to type. Hello, virgule. It will be showing. It's funny. It will show the name, curly bracket, and exclamation. Alice will not. You see here name. Sorry, it is very difficult to type. Write for me name. Okay. So if you remove F, because they will not understand this is argument. This after written let function knows should be something come argument later based on the function argument. So receive. So it's very important for formatted. So okay, let's go for object. So object, you can see you define the class concept as I told you, an object concept. So class means dog, and you put inside the dog some function because def define function for class, another function for barking, for initiation. So my dog, when we say dog, Buddy and dog dot spark. So that means this will dog really say woof like based on the written, because when we say use this function, we say self name, which is come from the initiate function, and then say woof. So you see in the object issue, including many functions, especially for class and object-oriented concept. I don't want to talk about the object-oriented concept because too much complicated, but just understand that function and method, the difference. When we do some practically, when I talk about the method, you remember is an object-oriented concept, and object issue, which inside is a method, a function, but function is just algorithm, some action based on define and return. This is simply okay. So when you go to define function, here we have a syntax def. To define a function, we use the def keyword, def. This is followed by function name, parentheses, and a colon to indicate the start of the function block. So this is function block, followed by a colon. So this colon means a start. This is the, as I mentioned to you, is the code block. Here is a code block. What we write inside function, it is called code block. This is the return. This is the argument input. And for example, calculate the average. This is code block because I told you this is code block. All code block. This code block part calculates sum of grade. This is calculate, gets the number of grade. This is make, average, dividing total divided count. And this is return the result. So suppose grade, because we have too many, we use data structure. Remember data structure before we talk. now combine with a function. So data structure, in this list, too many number we put here, and as a average grade, this is the integer float number. So here calculate average is a function. In the input we put the list as a data structure. Then you can see that this will be printed. F shows this should become from average list. Yeah, very nice. So code block, I already explained to you what is the code block part. You can pause and read. To save time, I pass. So argument, which I already mentioned, that this is the input. So here you can see already we discussed about the returning value. Yes, when you define the function, this is the return. When you put the number, this return saying which process you need to do. Sometimes you will use multiple parameters instead of one parameter, means multiple input. For instance, instead of one class, you can put many classes. Default argument. Sometimes when you use empty argument here, when you define the function, right? And print. So when you use empty, that means it will be used as a as a default. But if use some input, the result change. If you don't put, your default will value default come. Regarding the here, which combination of the this is the variable length argument, and this is the keyword argument. So let's know about that one. This, when you start ARGS arguments, this allow you to pass variable number of positional argument to the function. The argument are stored as a tuple inside function. Means, remember, tuple cannot redundancy. It is useful when you don't know the beforehand how many arguments you want to pass. So when you use this one, means in your function you can use many arguments because you use this one. This is the advantages. And when you use for keyword argument, mean you are allowed to pass a variable number of the keywords argument, key value pair, like dictionary. Remember, the argument is stored based on dictionary. So this is based on the tuple. This is the based on dictionary. You may remember I told you dictionary and tuple how similarity. Here is looks like dictionary. How many number? So when you use this one in your function, you are able to use your function, add many sort of dictionary type, many sort of tuple type. Very good, very simple. So here, to more understanding, I give you one example, and then we try to finalize it, go to the next step. So here you see in this example the sum numbers function can take any number input, because I put this one. Then I can put, and all numbers are passed as a tuple argument, and we loop through them to calculate sum. Yeah, because in the code block you put from number to this argument, number of argument, and you can sum it so easily. So very useful, right? Keyword for, as I explained here, for keyword argument, a student information function can take any number keyword argument based on this. This allows you to print each key value pairs. So you put, when you use this one, you can, in your function, you can put many information like this. Either key value, this is value key, value key, value key, because this is dictionary format. Or you can use both of them, like here. Okay, as a summarize, calculate grade, you can see we already dictionary using here is a list one function, or I already explained this one. List comprehensions. List, you know that, right? Sometimes list comprehension offer a concise way to create list. They are often used as an alternative to loops or the map function. So see here. So list usually means you do a function and list combined together. For example, instead of instead of you are writing this one, this is the function. So you define the list and do saying, okay, from X to range of 10 number for generation of 10 number. So you need to, that is means should be even number, not odd number, because this divided to 2. This is sign is the percent sign, but this is a modulus operator. For instance, if the number if 10 means even, but number 9 is odd. To distinguish, we write this expression using the modulus operator. So 10 divided 2 will be 5. So then that means that remaining 0 for modulus. But if you 9 divided 2, then it is then you divided until the result will not 0. It will be not 0. Then this is considered as an odd number. So this percent is different from divide. For a division operator, for example, 10 divide division operator, result is 5. This is the slash. And backslash is another thing, is not the operator, is the character. So we will see, for example, when you want to print something, if you use the slash, you can bring some string. For example, if you use slash quotation hello and then slash quotation two quotation, for example daddy, use the quotation, right, and print. So when you use the print, these two quotation means this showing this is the string. But if you make a many quotation, but you want to use like daddy as an output, hello with a quotation, right? You want to keep this quotation output. So you use backslash quotation, then computer escape. That's why we call it escape character. Escape, that is not main quotation. Consider what would be consider Python. Consider these two quotation as a two main part. And so you see the backslash slash means operator. That this is not division operator. This is modulus operator. Just for clarify the differences. Okay. So already, okay, let's explain about the list. So the first line demonstrate how to create a list of a square of even number. So a square of even number. So this means even number. If even number, we make some sort of a list, a square of even number between 0 to 9. So when we say range, means between 0 and 9 using the list comprehension. So this is the list comprehension. It's not the simple list. It's the list comprehension. So X, asterisk, two asterisk here is the expression that squares the number X here. Then 4x in a range 10 iterates over the number from 0 to 9. And if here x percent 2 equal to, this is ensure only even number are squared. So generate result is 0, 4, 16, 36, 64. Because selected only between the 0 to 9, 0, 1 omitted because it is not even number, it is odd number. Only take it 2, 4, then 8, and so and 6. This is the 6. This is, I think, clear. So let's check lambda, a small anonymous function. A lambda function in Python is a small anonymous function that is defined without a name. These functions are used when you need a short throwaway function for simple operation, right? Unlike normal function, normal function usually we define with a def. Lambda, there is no def keyword. Lambda function can only one expression. So see here, you use the expression and you can use many numbers as when you print the square number. So for example, for map function lambda, here numbers is a too many number, right? You can use very short. You don't need the make it def. So this is the advantages of. If you let me explain like this, this make clear for you. Traditionally, we use like def square x when we define we want exponential x2. So we define return and this is the function. Then we say square 5 means result this. Instead of many line, we just use the square means lambda means very small. So we use the same expression and remove the return, remove the def and make it simple. Then that help us here. We use this lambda as a def because this is too many big, including building coding block here and return def. But you cannot use this big one inside some map function. But when you make it small, you can use in another function. So lambda advantages of this. So for exception handling, manage error. For example, you try code might raise an expression. If exception, if there is an exception in this part happen, execute no exception occur here. Finally here, let me give example. For example, exception handling, you can say okay, x and y, try x slash means divided y. If on the zero division error, if put the y 0 means some exception happen, print error. For example, same program here, you put 10 divided number. This is the example. So 10 divided should be error. Except you print it if that value error. If not, then result. And in any case, you print it like that. For example, when you define this function, start from here to here. If your function is leak, this, you went divided 10 divided to 5. This is the normal expression. So result, you will see the result. But here, error handle, to handle this error, exception. Two more remain. This is more information regarding the function. Sometimes you want to write a function. So in that case, you want to use some sort of a special type of function, return iterator. while yields value one at a time. For example, sometime you have some number, maybe in mathematics that Fibonacci number or Fibonacci string, saying that number has some sort of this number, this plus this is 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 2 again 5 plus 3 8. You have some sort of number, so you want to value one at a time. Why? Because you want to manage database, right? Manage memory. So to do so you use the instead of return, you put the yield. So in that case, every time one number come out, for example, Fibonacci, you define Fibonacci number A and B. Every number A come, B repeated. This one is the A and B. A and B. So that makes like that. So this is the result is the Fibonacci number. So you use the generator. You use one at a time. Decorator, which is last function, we will finish now. We already covered the algorithm part. Decorator here is very important in the Python. Decorator is a function that modify the behavior of other function or methods. They allow you to add functionality to an existing function. So you have a functionality without altering its structure. This is useful for tasks like logging, authentication, or modifying output in some way. For example, in the example we provided here, we have a decorator function called uppercase decorator. So uppercase decorator, we just want to receive function. So here argument, take a function as an argument. So this is a function as an argument, and modify its output by converting uppercases. So how it works? So first, uppercase decorator function define which accept another function as its argument. So then you define inside the decorator, we define wrapper function. This whole is a decorator. In the wrapper function, that call the original function and modify its result, converting it to uppercase. So in the wrapper, call the original function, and then change to upper. For example, greeting is a hello, but you want to make upper, hello big character, uppercase. Then return come. So when you use the @ uppercase generator, apply decorator. So by this one, you apply decorator before function. This will be decorate, means change your function without altering its structure. So a structure is the hello. But when you if you don't apply this one, only this function printed exactly same, not the capital, this uppercase. But when you run this one, simply many times you can use decorator for any function. So repeating many times. So decorator can use for many other function. So it's very sometimes useful. So we already talk about too many algorithm. You remember here at the beginning, algorithm until decorator, we talk about the very useful function which we need AI for big data. Quickly, I already explained. So Python section finish. Congratulations. So we talk about you may remember, talk about the two parts for introduction, beginning of Python finish. For the detailed hands-on practice, we need data structure, data type finish, algorithm also finish. Just little bit I'm going to talk about what's coming for other hands-on parts. Quickly just remember some upcoming hands-on. So we will talk about the pandas, which is useful for analyzing, pandas and NumPy, LABLect2 and Seaborn. So pandas for data analysis, NumPy for manipulation. This is for visualization, Seaborn and LABLect2. This is the library of Python. Just I want to let you know why we need learn Python for AI. That's why I put this section. When I want to talk about the pandas for data analyzing, then this is the library of Python for loading data, data manipulation, filtering. So that's why we will touch Python first. NumPy also is the library of Python for the data manipulation. So like NumPy to calculate variance and standard deviation of the student score. This is for summarize the student performance. Then we need to visualization, means we need to bar chart of the student grades by LABLect2. So this is so pandas, the next, after finishing the Python hands-on exercise, we will touch pandas, which is for data manipulation. Like simply you use the import pandas as PD. We will talk later. Quickly, I just give you understanding why Python is important. NumPy is just using Python. Import NumPy as a NP. For matplotlib, import matplotlib.pyplot as a PLT. This is Python. Seaborn, same. Import Seaborn as a SNS. This is for visualization. Even later on in the deep machine learning and deep learning, we will use like scikit-learn or TensorFlow. This is also Python. We will talk later. Just I want to show the importance of the Python in the coming weeks. In the machine learning, we, to learn about the pattern, you just simply use from the, for example, scikit-learn model, some name, select input, train, test up this line in the Python using the scikit-learn. So this is the Python. We will talk later much what is the machine learning, including supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement, something. We will talk. Don't worry. Don't think I am quickly passing this slide. We have many things remain. And even in deep learning, neural network, just using import TensorFlow as a TF. This is Python. So that's why I need to teach you Python. Big data tools for Apache, Spark, Hadoop, we will talk. So from PySpark.SQL import Spark section. It's very easy. So just simply let you know what's happening. Okay, let's recap LABLect2, means introduction of Python. We try to talk about the Python high level language, open source, free, we already talked. And cross-platform, supporting multiple programs. And then we talk about the data structure. I am recapping now. Data structure and data type and control structures, functions, and some data analysis visualization. All is the Python. Machine learning, deep learning, big data processing. All of them that was useful for all of you to know about Python. So thank you all for your attention and participation throughout this section. I hope the topics we cover today from Python programming fundamental to data analyzing shortly explain why Python is important, give you insight how Python can be applied in various fields. Okay, have a great day.